Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about training your fruit trees. There are a few reasons why I do it in my garden, and you may consider doing this as well. And there are many cheap ways to do it. I've purchased, branch training stakes and all that stuff, and those just didn't work very well. So today I'm going to show you a very cheap method to do it, and it is very, very effective. So first, let's talk about why you should train your trees. So one of the reasons is so that you can get the branches to grow outward and not upward and all cross into each other. It gives the tree sort of like a nice balance when the branches are all growing, in one direction, like so right here. So this branch is growing there, this one's growing here, this one's here, and that one's there. And they're not crisscrossing or pointing into each other. And it's better for the tree in general. And it also leaves a nice space in the middle here where the sun can shine onto the trees or into it. And also the wind and stuff like that can have movement through it, kind of like preventing mold and, all kinds of stuff. Because once the plant is fully grown, you're going to see a ton of leaves all over the place. And if you have, branch crisscross, leaves all over the place, you may not see some of the problems, like bugs, infestations, some mold, or diseases and stuff like that is hard to treat. And so that's one of the reason. Another one is that it just keeps the branch growing in their own direction, so it's easy for you to access the center or the sides and stuff like that. And also it makes the tree look much better when it's fully grown and in a circular pattern. And so let me show you one of the disadvantage of if you did not train your trees early, and the mistake that I made. Okay, so here is my Korean giant, and I bought this as a very, very small grafted tree. And look at this, you see the branches start to sprout out of each other, and then this one here, and I have 4 branches. There's one over there, and they're sort of all grown into each other. And as you can see on this side here, you see this branch is eventually going to get really big, and this one is going to get really big. You see how it's already running into each other, and that's going to cause a lot of problem for this tree. It's going to smush into itself right here, and that's going to be bad. But it's kind of too late for me to do that now, to train it, because it's already so strong, and there's no way for me to pull it apart and prevent that from happening. So that's unfortunate, because I didn't train the tree. I didn't realize to do that until it is a little bit too late. So here are some of the branches that I've trained. Let me show you. So you see these ropes pulling the branch apart. And so all that is I have this little koozie pads right here. I cut it and I put it behind the rope, and I use this rope to pull it. And then when I pull it, I have these stakes right here, these tent stakes that I attached the rope to, and I'll just pull at it. And you see how this branch was grown up into here. I didn't want to cut it, so that's another advantage if you don't want to cut the branch. So I train it to go outward. Same with this. This was growing up into the other one, and so what I did was I pull it down like that with the rope, and now you see it's grown outward. Same with this here. You see how it's kind of bent? And that's what I did. I pulled it out. It was growing like that, like that one right here. You see it going inward. And you see that branch at the top right there? You see how it's starting to grow inside? I'm going to have to try to pull it out so that it doesn't grow into each other, because as it gets really, really high, you really can't get to it. And so when it grows into each other, you're going to have to cut the branches, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to have to try to pull that one out. If not, then I'll have to cut a large part of these branches so that, you see, they're not crisscrossing into each other. And you see this one here, this is a beautiful tree right here. And I did all of the training at a very early stage before the plant was so big, or the tree was so big. You see I'm still training it right there. And so every once in a while, once it's trained, you can tighten it a little bit more and then give it a little bit more pull. So this one here, you see, this is the original branch. I didn't want to cut it. It was growing like this into there. And so what I did was I pulled it out and then I grafted onto something else. See, I do a lot of grafting. And so now it's growing outward, which is pretty cool. And so I left that branch. And so all around the tree, you can see that I have been training it. You see, this one was like this. It was growing like that. And so when I train it, it started to grow like that. See, outward. And so those are nice. You see how the branches are growing outward. It's not too crowded in the middle, and it's kind of like a circular shape. And when the tree is fully with leaves all developed, it looks really beautiful. So that's a good advantage for you to train your fruit trees. Also, when you train it, it kind of grow outward, so you can reach the fruit easier. If it grows straight up, it's pretty hard to reach unless you have like some kind of fruit picking utensil. And same with this. You see here, this is a grafted branch, and it was grown into the top. And then you see I'm training it. Look how low to the ground it is. This is actually not good because rabbits and stuff like that, they'll come and they'll eat the branches that are touching or they can reach. So you don't want it to be that low. So try not to train it too low to the ground. Okay, so anyway, these stakes here, if you want to buy the exact one, I will post links so you can get this. These are pretty strong, and you see how it's kind of like it has little teeth right here, and so when you stick it to ground, it'll be stuck into it, so the branch can't pull it out. So that's pretty cool. So you use that for your tent, for training your trees. It comes in a box like this, pretty inexpensive, and you can use it for many seasons. And so that's what I've been using to train my trees, and I should be doing a bunch more so that my trees can grow outward. What you want is that all the weight to be balanced all around. You don't want all the branches to grow on one side, shifting the tree. So you want it balanced and right in the center. And so there's really not much to it. That's pretty much it. And I hope you would do it, and it'll work really well if you start early. The young branches are really easy to mold and shape, and so do it at early stage. Don't wait until it gets so big like my Korean giant where it's too late to do. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe.